Hey Reefers, welcome back to another video from Reef Drama. Today we're going to go through my top 10 saltwater fish. If you're a beginner, this is the one that you're going to want to watch. And there's also maybe a little surprise in there, but generally most of these are for a 30-gallon tank and above. Stay tuned, keep watching, see you in a minute.
Number 10 spot. The 6-line wrasse requires a peaceful environment with a generous amount of hiding places and possibly sand. It's also known to feed on pests that live in the rockwork such as bristleworm. There is some risk that the 6-line wrasse will jump out of the tank when startled if you do not have a tight fitting lid or another way to prevent jumping out. These can be aggressive fish, so perhaps look to introduce to your tank last, as newly arrived wrasses tend to be more peaceful than these already inhabiting the tank. Number 9 spot. The 1-spot blenny is not usually aggressive unless the tank mate appears to have a similar shape. It's best to have only one of these unless kept in a much larger tank and the two are a mated pair. You will find it perching and hopping from rock to rock looking for microalgae to graze on. These should not be housed with aggressive fish that may intimidate them into hiding. I had one of these for a little over 3 years and it was such a great character in my tank. Number 8 spot. The firefish goby requires multiple safety areas amongst the rocks. These are also not generally aggressive towards other fish, except these of its own species. However, a mated pair can live peacefully together. You will also require a lid on your tank as these are known jumpers. Be aware of your acclimation process for these fish. A deep bucket may be useful so it can't jump out. Number 7 spot. The Midas blenny requires numerous rocks to perch on. The colours of the individual fish will vary a bit depending on what part of the world it's come from. You may notice the Midas blenny change colour when it's stressed. This is a peaceful fish, however the tendency to be aggressive towards others may be linked to them defending their territory. Unlike most blennies, the Midas blenny requires a meaty diet including finely chopped crustacean flesh, myosis and vitamin-enriched brine shrimp, along with micro and blue-green algae. Number 6 spot. The pajama cardinal is a fish I've had in the past. It was one of the fish that came with the tank I got off my mate Adam years ago. I had him for around 7 years, plus however long Adam had him for. These are a great schooling fish, but you will need to have plenty of hiding places amongst the rocks. The large eyes they have mean they are nocturnal, but this doesn't mean that they will only be out at night. Mine was out all the time. Number 5 spot. The diamond watchman goby will use shallow burrows in the substrate, so sand is a must. It will sift through and turn over your sand, keeping it clean, but may drop it all over corals that are placed low in the tank. It's rarely aggressive towards other fish, but is territorial and will fight with its own kind unless they are a mated pair. Often they will live with a pistol shrimp, and this can have quite a comical relationship. Number 4 spot. The Banggai cardinal is a fish I've recently got 2 of. They are a great fish with simple yet sophisticated colour schemes and markings. These should be kept in a mated pair. However, if you get 2 males, they will most likely fight with each other later on as they mature. You will need plenty of caves, overhangs and crevices, as well as plenty of swim space. They are relatively easy to breed, and once spawned, the male will carry the eggs in his mouth to protect them. That's pretty cool. Number 3 spot. The Royal Grammer definitely brings a burst of colour to any saltwater tank. It will show territorial aggression towards its own kind and should be housed singly. Again, it will require lots of caves, holes and crevices in your aquascape. If not, then they'll be prone to stress, which can have a significant impact on their health. This is a fish I may consider getting myself one day, just to add that little bit of extra colour to the tank. Number 2 spot. The Coral Beauty is the surprise in my top 10 list. Although requiring 70 gallons or more, you may not have thought an angelfish would have made it onto a beginner list. You will need lots of hiding places and live rock for it to graze on. Number 1 spot. The clownfish. You can't have a saltwater tank without these on your list. Just make sure you leave the anemone at the fish shop until your tank is well matured. Don't worry about hosting though, as mine have been very happy hosting a colony of green furry mushrooms for the 6 years or so that I've had them for. Plus the female keeps laying eggs, so they're obviously happy. These clownfish come in many different colours depending on its species.
Well, there we go. That's my top 10 saltwater fish for a beginner. Now, if you've just started out in the saltwater world, then drop a comment down below. Let us know what fish you ended up going for. Was there anything in my list that you went for, or you thought, oh, you weren't too sure about, and you've actually gone out and got it now? Hopefully you're happy with it, and welcome to the marine world. If you've liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, and also if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. But thanks very much to all my existing subscribers, and I will see you on the next video. Don't forget, weekly, generally at the weekend, so do try and push them out Saturday or Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks very much. Bye for now.
Easy come, easy go.